Knowing the past, whether it's good or bad, ugly or inspirational, can make us envision and work for a different and better future. And we can only know a history whose documents and records are preserved.
Discover Gerber Hart.
Discover Gerber Hart.
Discover Gerber Hart.
Gerber Hart is a special place because everywhere you look, there's something from queer history. We have these documents, we have these videotapes, we have these actual physical ephemera that you can just look at and hold.
Gerber Hart is a valuable asset in the community.
As a place for exhibits and events, as well as a place for education and individual research. As a writer and historian in Chicago, I can tell you that researching any LGBTQ history in the Midwest is 1,000 times easier because of the existence of Gerber Hart Library.
You know, it's one of the few places where you can have these intergenerational friendships. It's also, you know, it's so focused on preserving queer life, queer joy.
Preserving queer history is important because we're living in a time when the culture is changing so quickly, and we have the opportunity to capture the voices of the people to whom it's happening, as it's happening.
Gerber Hart protects and promotes our history to support the maintenance and furtherance of LGBTQ rights.
I'll never forget the young woman who came up to me at Gerber Hart with a look of complete puzzlement on her face. She said, "I thought all the books here were by gays and lesbians, but I saw a couple that just couldn't be." I said, "Well, who would they by?" She said, "Tennessee Williams, Oscar Wilde. They couldn't be gay because we studied them in school."
Our history has always been distorted, discounted, erased, like most marginalized and oppressed people.
And we need, too, to know about the activists in the past who worked so hard for social justice. We are still combating many of the same challenges.
Attempts to ban children's books with LGBTQ themes, to criminalize gender reassignment care, to prohibit the use in classrooms of LGBTQ positive language reveal that efforts to reverse and prevent our advances are current and potent.
If history has taught us anything, it's that we have to take care of ourselves and we have to tell our own stories.
Share your story with Gerber Hart.
Share your story with Gerber Hart. Share your story with Gerber Hart.
I first became involved in Gerber Hart in 2014.
I first encountered Gerber Hart in the year 2000.
And I volunteered with Gerber Hart back in the 90s. In fact, I have my library card here from 1990.
I was quite impressed with being a part of the exhibit in 2019, opening of Lavender Women and Killer Dykes Feminist and Community in Chicago, and our story being told as well as acknowledged.
Another one of my fondest memories is working on this podcast, Unboxing Queer History.
To see how creatively the archival collections can be used and how accessible they can be made for anybody who can download it or listen to it on their phone, it's really an amazing project.
I've been asked what's the biggest change in the library that I've seen over the years, and there's no doubt in my mind it's the archives.
The single biggest change I've seen to Gerber Hart over the years is that it's no longer in the basement of a 3-flat that didn't have a bathroom.
This small group of people carried boxes of our history from basement to storefront to Clark, and finally they had the resources to develop an archives that's professionally managed, cataloged, temperature controlled, and safe.
The biggest change I've seen at Gerber Hart over the years is definitely the number of volunteers.
More and more people are becoming aware of our existence and want to become involved. It's just very rewarding to go to Gerber Hart and to be my true self and my full self and to volunteer.
One of the things I think people don't realize is that, we don't have a huge budget to get all of these personal papers. These are donations by and large, and you might have important historical documents at home. Oftentimes we find our history in boxes that have been in people's attics for, 20, 30 years. And if you're looking for a home for it, we're always looking to broaden the collection that we have.
Gerber Hart is a special place because it survived for 40 years on the energy and love of the hundreds of volunteers who feel the magic of what it represents.
The work that they do to document and archive our history takes time, dedication, and love of community.
So thank you, Gerber Hart. It's so important to have a library and archives like this one.
Happy 40th anniversary, Gerber Hart.
Happy 40th anniversary.
Happy 40th anniversary, Gerber Hart. You're a gem.
It's an amazing accomplishment to be celebrating Gerber Hart's 40th anniversary. Congratulations.
Gerber Hart is a valuable source of information that generates the knowledge required to protect ourselves and new generations of LGBTQ people.
Help us preserve LGBTQ history.
Help us preserve LGBTQ history.
LGBTQ history.
And make it accessible.
And make it accessible.
And make it accessible to all.